Hey guys, Sam here. Welcome to the first ever OG review. Today I'm going to be talking about reviewing and demonstrating how to dab this 99% CBD isolate slab from the CBDistillery. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked to share this one. CBD has just come into my life a little under a month ago, but it's already been pretty life-changing for me. So with that, I'll start off with a little background info about CBD, try to fill you in on my story, and then we'll go ahead and dab some, show you how it's done. So CBD. CBD is a specific cannabinoid or molecular compound that's found in the hemp plant or cannabis plant. It's different from THC, which is the compound that produces that high that most people think of when it comes to cannabis. So CBD actually can't get you high. It acts on different neural pathways in your brain. It's totally non-psychoactive. So this basically means that if you're getting a quality product, like from the CBDistillery, something that is purely CBD, no THC, it doesn't get you high. So if it doesn't get you high, what's the point? That's a good question. Basically, over time, scientists and doctors have been and still are uncovering a ridiculous number of medical benefits that CBD contains. It works on inflammation, nausea, pain, anxiety. It stops seizures. It calms down muscle spasms. It relieves psychosis. If you're feeling too high from too much THC, you can dab some CBD and it'll kind of bring you back down. It's really amazing stuff. So a lot of the research that's been done up to this point has been government funded, government sponsored, and now the people are kind of taking over and we're doing our own research and finding out alternatives to the FDA approved bullshit we've been prescribed, and I feel like now is really the time that we're beginning to really discover like what this is going to be able to do for people. So yeah. Like I said, I'm really new to CBD still, and I'm still learning about it, still even figuring out kind of what it can do for me. But it really just blows my mind that there's something out there like this that's so natural, affordable, accessible, and effective, and so many people still don't know that it exists. So anyway, I could go on for a long time about how amazing I think this plant is and this particular isolate. But what I think you should do is go to www.projectcbd.org. They do a really nice job of breaking it down, and of course the internet is full of other resources, so I definitely encourage you to get out there and educate yourself about CBD. And if you have any other questions, I can try to answer the best I can, but I'm still learning myself. So one of the best ways I was able to educate myself in terms of CBD was to just dive right in and see what it was all about. So I'll try to give you the shortest summary I can here in terms of my story, but basically when I was 18, which is about 7 years ago now, I was put on very high doses of Pristiq and Wellbutrin, which are anti-depressants. To this day, I'll tell people that those drugs did save my life, but they also took over my body, and in many ways, looking back now, I think they took over a lot of my life too. Pristiq made me feel a lot more normal, and it helped me get to college and move on. But it also started to feel nauseous every day when I started taking those high doses of medication. I developed a daily anxiety that I had never had before. I became extremely physically dependent on them to the point that within 24 hours coming on taking a new dose, I would start to have withdrawal symptoms. So if I didn't take that next dose within that exact 24 hours, my body would start to revolt. The nausea would get worse. I would have electric zaps running through my body, which those of you who are on SSRIs or SNRIs probably know what I'm talking about. The sweats and the shakes, not fun stuff. People compare Pristiq to heroin, which makes total sense to me now. After a few years had passed of being physically dependent on these drugs, I knew I wanted to get off of both Pristiq and Wellbutrin. I wanted to let my body reset. I wanted to see if I could get rid of this chronic nausea and this anxiety that I've developed. that I wake up with every day now. So naturally, I took to the internet, and after reading hundreds of horror stories about people trying and failing to wean safely off of Prestige, I never felt like it was the right time for me to physically be able to get off of the drugs. It's a long withdrawal process, and most people end up with seizures or in the hospital. It's nasty stuff. So about 4 months ago, I made the decision that I was in the place to go ahead and begin that process. And I'm really fortunate to have a support system in my friends and in my family, as well as a small network of doctors that have been able to help me do it in a way that's as healthy as it could possibly be. But even with the best support in place, I've been in the emergency room multiple times a month, sometimes multiple times a week, when I was coming down on doses, shaking, sweating, vomiting uncontrollably. I'm at the end of this process, down to my last 5 milligram dose for just a couple more days, but even still, I was just in the hospital a few days ago, so I definitely do want to throw it out there that I'm not a doctor, and I am in no way suggesting that people do what I did or that people replace their antidepressants with CBD. A lot of people need to be on these drugs or feel like these drugs help them, and I totally support that as well. So I just want to throw that out there. But if you are going to go through something like this, or if you're going through something similar to what I've experienced, one of the best things that I've found to help me get through the process is this CBD. I wish that I had known about it sooner. I discovered how much it could help me within this last month of the withdrawals, but I've been really blown away by it. Before I found CBD, I was spending a lot of days over these past 4 months basically just doped up on Ativan and Zofran to combat the painful and uncomfortable withdrawals. And when you're taking all of that, like, not only are you taking more drugs to get off of drugs, which is totally counterintuitive and frustrating, but it takes you out of it. Totally kills your day. So for me, I wasn't able to drive on them. I wasn't able to work on them. When I take that medication, I really don't want to do anything except sleep. So it works, but it's not productive. So with CBD, I found that I'm able to dab a chunk of isolate first thing in the morning, and usually within minutes my nausea dissipates. I feel calm. I almost forget that I have aches or pains from the withdrawals. Twice now I've actually avoided going to the hospital with a vomiting episode just by dabbing CBD, which is really incredible in and of itself. To me, it almost seems a little too good to be true. It kind of still freaks me out that it works sometimes, but it's not. It's real, and it's accessible, and I have some right here. So without further ado, let's dab some isolate, and I'll show you guys how it works and walk you through that process. So for those of you who don't know about dabbing, basically all you need to dab is a rig, which is essentially a piece of glass that you put water in, and you'll be able to smoke through, and a nail, which is the part that you'll be heating up and actually melting the isolate in. So what I have here is CBD isolate slab from the CBDistillery. These guys have been really awesome. I contacted them a little while ago when I first found out about CBD. I ordered some, I tried it. Their customer service, first of all, has been just really awesome. I've been really impressed with that. But beyond that, their product is really wonderful. I tried a couple of other CBD products before this one, and I don't really know how to explain it, but they just didn't feel as pure. I'll try to give you a close-up here. This is the pure CBD isolate slab. No terps added. You can buy this on their website. It's all completely legal across 50 states. They ship it right to you. I've ordered a few times now and it usually gets to me in a week, which is pretty awesome. So what you can do is just kind of break off a chunk. You don't need much, but I'll go ahead and do a decent sized guy for you. You just break that off. Then you'll just need a butane torch. You can get these at any local store, really. They use them for creme brulee and other cooking, but you can also get them at your smoke shop. So you just want to heat up the nail, and you'll see it start to get red. Depends on the thickness of your nail as to how long that's going to take. You just want to heat it up, make sure it's even. And for those of you who do dab other concentrates, when you dab CBD, you want to take it a little bit hotter to get that flavor, because there's nothing added to it, but CBD has a natural cherry flavor that comes out when you burn it, so just a little pro tip there. So I usually just wait about 10 to 15 seconds on this one because it's a thin nail. And just drop them in there. Burns really nice. It's not like a dab or taking wax where it kind of clogs up your chest. And then you can just clean it out with a Q-tip after. So yeah, instantaneously, I don't feel a whole lot. It's definitely got a calming effect. Right away you can kind of feel it behind your eyes a little bit, but I don't feel high. I don't feel tired. I just feel kind of good. It's subtle. It's got a cherry flavor. Like I said, and by flavor I don't mean that they added that. For whatever reason, CBD tastes like cherry when it burns. They also make other isolates where they add terps, which are something I'll go into in another video, but essentially are like essential oils, so they give a different flavor to the isolate. But with this one, it really tastes kind of like Robitussin. So it's been about 30 or 40 seconds since I've taken the dab. I'm starting to feel my nausea subside a little bit, which is the part that really amazes me. And yeah. A lot of people call this part the cocoon. It's where you just sort of feel it through your body. Yeah, there's not really much more to say about it other than that. I can't really recommend it enough, though. If you have thought about trying CBD for any reason, I highly, highly recommend the CBDistillery. Their classic isolate slab is a great place to start. It's $35, which is incredibly affordable. You can get a gram of it shipped to you, like I said, across the nation. Completely legal. And yeah, I would love to hear back from you guys if you end up trying it out. I hope to do some more of these product reviews, so stay tuned. Vibes.